It's time. It's time to assemble this cabin. But before I start assembling it, I will renovate the brake equalizer and master cylinders. It's very cramped down here, and when everything is assembled, you have to crawl on the floor. It's cramped. There are wires, there are hoses, tubes, orbital, you name it. So doing it when everything is assembled is very hard. You are using a lot of time removing bolts which you can't see and you can't nearly feel, and getting a tool on those bolts and nuts can be quite tricky. I did it on the other tractor cabin, the one which is on the tractor. I spent a full day just to get the brake equalizer out and renovating that one. So let's start by doing this job, which will make it easier for me and my back and my legs and my arms and my whole body. And we can start to assemble the rest of the cabin afterwards, but that will be in different videos from now. So let's go ahead. So let's start by removing these hoses. Now these pipes are loose on this end now, but it won't be on the tractor when it's on the tractor. The brake equalizer is held on with two bolts, one here and one down below. And when doing this on the tractor, when it's assembled, those bolts, especially the lower one, is very difficult to reach. And it's a 7/16, I think. Yep. Now, the tricky one. Even now it's cramped. Imagine doing this when you have to lay on the floor here. You can see it's about 35-40 centimeters. It gets cramped. By doing it this way, it's much easier, much easier. No crawling, no laying on your back with your legs up in the air, with your arms trying to reach. What took me, I think it was 5 or 6 hours to get this one out when the tractor cabin was assembled. Getting it out now was easy, very easy. Took me about 5 minutes. Filming down here is not easy because the cameras won't focus when it gets too close to the objects. So I would try to film it, but my hands gets in the way, and yeah, you saw when I removed the equalizer. But I will try to get out the brake master cylinders. They are held in with 4 bolts with nuts. I will try to loosen them, and also there are some hoses, some hose clamps that needs to be loosened. I will try to film it, but as I said, it's difficult to film. Ah, come on. It's tight. And there we got. Whew. You can see here there are some strainers or something. I'm not sure. Feels like a strainer. So they need to be in there. Now imagine doing this when you need to crawl on the floor and laying like a injured goat or something. It's tight. It's really tight. And by having the camera here, it's making it even more tighter. So it's difficult. Now we will need to remove the nuts from here and here and here and below there. Yeah. I'm not able to get the socket on the nut. How about now? There we go. So this is obstructing the socket. And getting your fingers in there is not easy. Well, seems like I have to take this off. Normally, these would go like this, and there's a rod going through. So I need to remove these. Initially, I figured I start fixing this one. And I was supposed to use an O-ring kit. I used this on the other equalizer, which is in the tractor, and it held up fine, but something said, get the right parts. And since the body of this tractor is, or the tractor is built on IH 574, I started to search for the parts in that catalog. Because the part number for Volvo BM, if I were to search for a for that part number specifically on this equalizer, I won't find anything. So I searched, I went on Messix and searched in the brake section for IH 574. And when you click on this part, you also get the part number for the rebuild kit. And it comes with the springs and the seals and the balls and the O-rings and everything you need, and more some. But the kit alone is over $300. And the shipping fee is about $70. So in Norwegian, that's nearly 4,000 Norwegian kroners. Insanely expensive. So what I did, if you search the part number for the rebuild kit, you also get the part numbers for all the individual parts. So I searched the part numbers for the O-rings. It's 2 different sizes. I could find them, yes. One O-ring from US. No, 2 O-rings from US. $80 in shipment. And the parts were about $2 or $3. So it makes no sense. So I started calling and I found the O-rings, not the same size, but it's very, very close. Very close. So I've ordered them and I'm waiting for them. Also, I found on eBay the seal for this one. Because I figured, why not just replace the seal when I got it out? It's difficult to get this part out when it's in the tractor. It's very difficult. So I think the parts in total is about $50, $60. I will list the part numbers for the seal, the part numbers for the O-rings, and also you need a C-clip like this one. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, it's a C-clip. Yeah. Preferably, I would like to have this cap. This has to be removed when to get this one out. So it's springy. It comes out. So yeah. Well, that will be another video. I've now for the master cylinders. I've already replaced the parts in this one just to get a feel on what to do and what not to do. So I won't bother you with a lot of fumbling around. Although there will be fumbling around. So let's start by fixing this one. I will start by removing the strainer. I have the rebuild kit for these. The Sparex part is S56966. And if you're in Norway and going to Økonomideler, it's IG 3125 824. I will start by removing this bellow. Maybe I can get it off. And since I'm a guy that have problems throwing things away, I will take care of this. I will keep it. Now we have this one. I'll just drag it off like so. Now in here there's a lot of grease, and also there's a circlip. I will use a needle nose plier for removing them to get them out. Oop. As I said, there will be fumbling around. I need a better tool. And adding to all the fumbling, my fingers are not working good today. There we go. So here's the C-clip, and here's the other part. And this, not a C-clip, but a circlip. This has the hooks on the ends. Now, apparently, yeah, I was doing it like this, and the piston comes out. So we lay this to the side. I'm just checking to see if the bore is all right, and it is. I need some paper. Now, on this piston, or on the rod for this piston, there's a clip. A little bit more, like so, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now it's loose. Then inside here it's a groove, and you need to push these two together and separate them. A little bit fumbling, but you get the idea. And hopefully I'm able to show how it's in there, but there's a groove in there. Hopefully you're able to see it. So these goes together like this. On the piston, the seal, as you can see, it's like on this side it raises up a little bit. So it's higher on this end than on this end. So take notice of that. I need to clean this more. Need some more paper. Now in the kit there's everything you need, including instructions. I've read them. There's a bag of grease. There's some new circlip, and there's a new spring washer. Also you get new bellow and a rubber something thingy. The seal for the piston, and also there's a seal for this end. So it needs to be replaced too. To make it easier, you can put these seals in warm water. I opted not to do it because, well, I got lazy. But instead, I will use a zip tie and just to drag it over. It's quite tight. As you can see, this little hole needs to go over this. So it's quite tight. Well, first off, let's try to remove this. I will use a pick. Try to keep it as clean as possible. And also not stabbing my fingers. That's typical when using these picks. Like so. There we go. There's the seal. Also, when assembling this, I'm using the grease from the bag. Oops. So I will put some grease in here. As I said, fumbling around. Okay. And also I'll put some grease here. Just to make it easier to get the seal on it. Hopefully. Then I'll take the zip tie and make sure it goes on this way. Yeah. Doesn't matter which way I put the zip tie, I think. Now we have the highest point is going towards the thickest part. So hopefully you're able to see what I'm doing. I'm not sure I'm able to see it myself. But by heating up this seal, it's much easier to put it on, but doing it this way, it works. Cut the zip tie, get it out, and have some grease on it to lubricate it. I will put that there. Put this one away. Now for this one, you take the plastic retainer or what it is off, and then you take off the spring washer, and we need to remove the seal. this can be a little bit tricky. But if I take it like under there and flip it up like that. Hopefully you're seeing this. Hopefully I have adjusted the cameras so you see. The biggest opening on the seal goes to the outside. So now let's clean this. Just wiping it off. We have the smallest opening and we have the biggest opening. So just push it over and seat it like that. Then I know it's a Ziploc bag, but my fingers aren't working, so getting this opened never going to happen. We have that one, we put it there, like so. Then we put the spring washer on here, and then we put this one. Let's wipe it off first. Maybe I should use some brake cleaner. Then we put a plastic thingy on like that, and you can see it's quite springy. So now let's get this back in the groove. You need to push, 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 push. You will feel and you will see when it's in the groove. Okay, that one's okay. Yeah, we will take that in a while. Let me just clean this one. It has a lot of grease. Get most of it off. Then I will use some brake cleaner. And of course this brush is too soft to get the dirt off, so I need to use my fingers and help it off. There we go. Now let's clean the bore. I think there's some oil in here. Yep. Remove all the old grease from the grooves where the circlip is going. Get some clean paper. There it is. Now there's some surface rust, and I will try to remove it. Using this one. I'm not removing material, I'm just removing the rust, the surface rust. Yeah. Now let's start assembling this. Let's see if we can do it the right way without too many mistakes, and yeah. Using some grease in the groove or in the bore. Not too much. Just to help the piston. Also I'm adding some on the piston itself. That's way too much. Perfect. And this one goes on here. And it goes down like so. This is the future me. Before proceeding, you need to lock this tab. And by locking it, you push it down. I'm trying to show you. So now it's locked. So it won't disengage. Important. Remember that. I forgot it. Test it. And it's okay. Now, before moving on with this, you will need to fit this onto this. And as you can see, this hole and this big thing mismatch. Yeah, so I think we have reached the part where things are getting a little bit cumbersome. It will be a little bit, yeah, frustrating. Now, you will need to press this on. It can be quite difficult, mostly because the hands are greasy. But I think we'll manage. There we go. Now that the bellow is on there, I need to do it like this. And by doing it like this, it will get much easier to get the circlip on. We'll reach it easier. Let's put some more grease down here. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Okay. All the ambitions. Make sure you get this down there. Like so. And this can be a little bit frustrating. If you have a vise, it will be much easier. But I guess all of you have a vise in your garage. Then take the circlip. Make the tabs go up. Like so. Put this towards the camera in a slight angle and let the fumbling around begin. Oh my God. There we go. Make sure it's in the groove. This circlip was a little bit deformed. This one is more correct. The other circlip was a little bit flat on this side. So yeah, it's in there. Now, the rest of the grease, put it to use. Put it on the rod and put it inside the bellow. Make use of all the grease. Lube it up. Now let's get this on. Oh, my fingers. Oh. Press the air out of it. It will suck itself in place. There we go. And now, the last thing is this rubber ring. Get that on there. And voila! You have a newly repaired brake master cylinder. So, both are now repaired. What is left is to put back the strainer and we're all done. Yeah. Well, not difficult at all. If I was to scale this on a difficulty level, I would say 3. The most difficult thing is when you get the grease on your fingers. Everything is slipping. But the system of it, the building, everything, it's easy. It's just hydraulics. Or so they say. I don't know. Well, in the next video I will repair this one. I will replace the seal and the O-rings on this piston. And also I might be replacing the O-rings on these. So, but that's the next video. Hopefully the parts will come soon. On the shipment it said that the seal from the States will arrive before May 4th. So may the 4th be with you. Thanks for watching.